What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. Okay, well, I wanted to talk about the SPS price because we've seen a massive pump for the hype and FOMO that was leading up to this most previous town hall announcement and the subsequent dump, the whole buy the rumor, sell the news type of event, and that is exactly what played out here as we are now sitting at 7.5 cents. But this 7.5 cents is roughly, I mean, it's like 60% more than where we were at our lowest point, and the last time that I actually calculated out what the rewards could or would be was in like the 4-cent range. So I wanted to take a look at this and then obviously compare it to where DEC price and value is right now and where DEC rewards are, and then kind of take a longer view on where the SPS token could go in the future. Again, not price predictions, because I try my best to stay away from that, but more so if we see some upward momentum in SPS, then how could that impact the rewards of the game and what the implications of that could be in the short to medium to long term, I suppose. So let's go ahead and just calculate this out. We'll take a look at DEC first, and I'll go ahead and calculate. Let me move the calculator over here. So technically, for DEC rewards and how much DEC is getting printed per day right now for ranked battle rewards, it's 0.0. Let's go to this. Yeah, so 570,000 divided or times 0.00057. So we're getting $324 in terms of overall rewards paid out in DEC from a ranked battle perspective. Now you multiply that by 2 because we do have one pool for modern and one pool for wild, and it's like $650. It's not bad. Now where things are getting a little crazy is the amount of DEC being printed for the loot chests, and so, or the reward chests, I should say, and that's kind of outrageous and all over the place because they said the 70 million was currently 1/5 of that. So if we do the 350 million divided by or times the 0.00057, the amount that's getting paid out right now just in DEC rewards, and most of this is getting paid out in the Diamond and Champion leagues, is almost 200K. Now this is per month, so not per day, whereas what we were looking at earlier, the 650 times 30 is going to be 20,000. So we're at like $220,000 in terms of overall DEC rewards. Hopefully you're following me. This 19,500 is for ranked battles, and then the 200,000 is for it's the current estimate for the amount of DEC given out in reward chests. So 220,000 seems per month, seems like a pretty good deal. Keep in mind when DEC was at 15x its peg last October, we were printing $225,000 a day. Not a month, but a day. So that's why it was like this golden period, and we had all of these bots, exploiters, and people who didn't even care about the game come in because you could just literally print money by playing the game a little bit. So those changes obviously were made, and now we're in a different position. We have these reward chests that are giving out DEC like candy still, but that is going to come to an end very, very soon, hopefully by the end of this month. So as we take a look at SPS and where SPS currently is, we know that we're going to get 7.5 million SPS given out per month. You multiply that by the token price, 0.075. So even with this dip, and we're sitting at 562,000. Pretty cool, right? I think so. Now, how about if we get into a depressed market in September, which traditionally is not a good month for Bitcoin? I think it's only 1 month in its history, in its like 12, 13-year history, that Bitcoin has done well in September. So let's say we do take another dip. If we go all the way down to where we were, you have this 7.5 million times the 0.0, I would say like 4.5 cents is where we were. I think we were at 4.3 cents. So let's get as bearish as possible. That's still printing out $322,000 in rewards. Now, this is going to be paid out in SPS, and this is going to be if SPS is at its lowest point that we have seen, at least in recent history. Now, can we dip back down to that? Sure. Is it likely? I have no idea. I don't know how bad September could be, and September might be great. So keep in mind, the ETH merge is happening, so there's definitely some reasons to be bullish on crypto and the crypto space in general in September because of that. But I'm just trying to give you the worst case scenario, right? We know where we're at currently. If we do the 7.5 million times the 7.5 cents, I should say, that gets us to roughly that $500,000 range. And even if we go as low as possible, it's 322,000. I guess this isn't as low as possible. If we go lower, obviously we can get closer to that $220,000 range. But as of now, this is what is being paid out, and I think it's pretty decent. Now, as we go further, and this is where I get excited about, right? So as we go further, the team is doing their best to try to bring a lot of utility to the SPS token. And this is why I'm so bullish after yesterday's announcement, because there's plenty of different things that the team is doing, both internally within the game to increase SPS utility, as well as externally through the GLS airdrop, through this Splinterlands as a service thing that I've been talking about. And I do believe that there could be some decent price pressure, upward price pressure on SPS because of that. People aren't selling as much as they used to before because now a lot of the people who play want it for XYZ reasons. You want it for staking, you want it for rewards, you want whatever. I mean, even LPs, the LPs have ridiculous APR still. They're over 100%. So in order for people to get in on that, they have to buy SPS. So there is this kind of constant or consistent buy pressure. Also, we didn't even talk about Rift Watches, but apparently that's around the corner too. So all of these things could push the price up. Again, how much, how long will it last for? I have no idea. But the virtuous positive feedback loop or virtuous upward cycle that I'm trying to get here is, let's say all of a sudden SPS jumps to 10 cents, right? And again, this is significant. This is a 33% jump. But if we jump to 10 cents, we're now doing, I think it's 750,000, right? Times 0.1. Yep. So now we're 750,000 if we're at 10 cents. And the higher we go, the more gets paid out per month. And I don't know, I guess we can do the math here roughly. Was it 13 cents? 500, oops. Times 0.13. Okay, so like 13 and a half cents, we get close to that $1 million range per month in rewards, which is kind of insane when you think about it. And it's not that, to me, I know it seems like getting to 13 cents is going to be insane, and it probably is to do almost a 2x from here. But with all of the utility coming in, we have started to see some massive price pressure. And I think that there is a chance that, again, I'm not trying to say we're going to get to 13 cents. I'm just saying that 13 cents would mean we would be close to the $1 million per month. But what I'm trying to get to here is, as this game starts printing more and more money, again, this is not anywhere close to where we were last year. We were printing $225,000 a day. But as we get higher and higher up, there's that positive feedback loop where people who don't really care about the game might look at it as an opportunity to come in and make some quick cash. And most of the time, I would say, majority of the time, I would look at that and say, that's not the best thing. But you know that whole saying, there's no such thing as bad publicity? Well, there's no such thing as bad attention in certain instances. Sure, you can look back over the last year and say that the attention that Splinterlands got because of how much it was printing last year caused all the problems that they had to fix in the first half of this year. And that wasn't great. But the game is in a much better place now. The team is much more robust and are doing fantastic things and getting releases and updates and changes to the game and the game economy out very quickly. So I think that the team would be in a better position to handle an influx of players. In fact, if you hear what they're talking about, the bullishness that Agron and Yabamat have for the second half of this year is primarily based around that, right? They're doing all these things, expecting another wave of players to come in. Now, are these the players that we want? Are these the ex-Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone and strategy type game players? I'm sure a good decent amount of them might be, and the Ali Straza partnership I think is a great way to reach that audience. But this is crypto after all, and people want to make quick cash. And a majority of the people that came in last year came in for the quick cash. Now, someone like myself who came in for the investment stayed for the game, and I think we'll probably be in a similar situation where if this continues to go higher and we're printing, significant amounts of money, well, then it's not unfeasible. You know what I'm saying? It's not, 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 it's it's not out of the realm of possibility for there to attract some attention of these other investors, I should say, in the marketplace. And when you bring them in, they bring a lot of money in. It creates this hype cycle, of which, of course, we would eventually see a massive correction, maybe around the time of Rebellion. But that's kind of how I'm seeing the potential bull case for the rest of this year and maybe even into Q1 of next year. Again, I don't think it's a perfect line straight up. I don't think we're necessarily going to the moon. And it's just a positive feedback loop that will feed itself until people decide to take profits. And, the lesson that I've learned this time around is that I do plan on taking some, and I'm sure many others who've been OGs, who are now the OGs, right, will be the ones that are dumping when SPS hits X amount of dollars or cents, right? I mean, who knows, maybe dollars. That'd be kind of nice. But let's say whatever SPS goes to, they'll be the ones selling SPS. They'll be the ones selling cards because they were the ones, were the ones accumulating them at a penny each or sometimes even less than a penny, right? Where's my Pelagor Bandits at? So this is where the bullish case goes. And I want to leave it at that because, again, I don't want to make any price predictions. I know I've thrown a couple of things out, and I'm going to throw one more thing out at you. But if we wanted to get $225,000 per day times 30. If we wanted to get to where the hype cycle really was last year, we were printing $6.75 million last year per month. Now that's on a full month basis when we were at the peak. So obviously we didn't do that for an entire month, but let's just say we get to 6 million, right? 6 million divided by 7.5 million. 7,500. And there we go. That means that SPS would have to reach 80 cents. Now, am I saying it's going to reach 80 cents? No, not at all. I'm just saying if it did hit 80 cents, we'd be very close to that hype cycle. So we wouldn't even have to reach all-time high for the game to be printing stupid amounts of money that people would probably be coming in to check it out just because they realize they could come in and figure out how to extract that value from the game. Now, I'm not saying that that's good, right? Overall, I think I'm not a fan of people coming in just to try to make a quick buck, but I also am not judging them. It's just that's how it works. And when you have the hype cycle that I believe the Splinterlands team is trying to create with all this utility that they're giving to SPS in the long run, we haven't even talked about once DEC gets eaten up, you're going to have to burn SPS in order to get DEC and transact in the game. So there's a lot of things here. There's a lot of things that could lead to a major hype cycle within a bear market. Again, I'm not saying we go to 80 cents. I'm not even saying we go to 13 cents, right? I've been the one that's been somewhat bearish on SPS, but I am saying that if the rewards end up being insane due to the fact that the team is delivering on raising the utility and the value, therefore the value of the SPS token, we could see some major FOMO come in from people who are looking anywhere in the market right now to make a quick, cash grab or whatever the case is. So we've seen that in other projects, these hype cycles. We saw it with STEPN, we saw it with DeFi Kingdoms. I mean, we saw it with Splinterlands last year, but Splinterlands, to its credit, as a trading card game that releases expansions, has a lot going for it now as we get to the end of an expansion, as we release a new expansion or mini expansion, as we have this new game that's coming out, further utility for the SPS token. There's a lot going on here. So I don't want to rule anything out. And do I feel prepared if we do go to the moon or at least part of the way there? No, not at all. I never have enough stuff, right? You can never have enough SPS. You can never have enough cards. So for me, it's just been nice to accumulate. But depending on where we go to, I'll probably be one of those taking some profit off the board. But that's a topic for another video. I just wanted to share these numbers with you and get your thoughts on them so that we could continue the conversation in the comments section below. That is all I have for you. Have an amazing rest of your day. I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Take care.